Hey guys, it's Jess Orton, your social media director here at the LGBTQ plus Truck Driver Network. Today we are, of course, I'm back doing the podcast. I will reiterate, no, Bobby has not gone anywhere. Obviously, this is his house, so he hasn't gone anywhere. Um, so he is actually doing some errands. He had to run to another state today in his personal vehicle to do some things. And so today we have returning guests that we have worked with very closely, and we work with them on multiple things, and they help out so many things in this industry on their own. They belong to so many different organizations, and they run their own podcast as well, called, I do believe, called True Crime Podcast. And so we again are talking to the Baums today, Larry and Angela Baum. I'm gonna attempt to bring them in here and see if I don't fuck it up today. Hot damn! I did good today.
Hello,
So
hello.
how are y'all doing today?
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Feeling great.
And y'all been walking around Birmingham today here?
Yeah, getting our exercise in. We got some lunch, got some grocery shopping, and we've just been walking like crazy last 2 days.
Well, that's good. Just watch out for the stray bullets every once in a while down there.
Yeah.
Walking back arms full of
So as I said in the beginning, we have worked together multiple times on multiple different things, and you guys are involved in quite a few different things. I know you dialed it back there for a while because it was getting kind of overwhelming for y'all as well.
Yeah.
So how is everything going now? I mean, are y'all going strong? I mean, I know you started a new company for actually one of our vetted companies, Cliffside Transportation. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you want to go up, just if people don't know who you are on our page, just explain who you guys are, what you're about, what you do in the industry, stuff like that.
Yeah, we're Team Truckers. I'm Angie. He's Larry. We're kind of known on social media as Married to the Road.
number 2.
Yeah, number 2. We started working for Cliffside Transportation, which is the company that Bobby runs through and that you used to run through a few months ago. And so far, we love it. We are in orientation right now because they're switching us to a new company. So we're excited about new things to come. But yeah, we have 2 podcasts right now. The Married to the Road podcast, which pretty much just talks about our life over the road and we interview people. And then we have our Trucking True Crime podcast, which we share like true crime stories that have either happened to truck drivers or where the trucker was the criminal in it. So it's kind of fun and interesting.
So, I've wondered this exactly. I mean, is there really a lot of like trucker crimes, like as in like the trucker was the person doing it?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. It's mostly truckers are like serial killers, and
Oh,
a few of them where there are serial killers that kill truckers.
Yeah, I
oh, nice.
a good variety, but unfortunately, yeah, there is a lot. There's been a lot of bad truckers in the past.
Man, that sucks. So, and Larry and Angie also run in a super sleeper like Bobby and Ricky do.
Yeah.
Um, so because Bobby and Ricky is about to come out of that truck, and they're actually going to be owning their own truck, and so they're going from super sleeper to regular truck again.
Oh
And
wow.
so, what do you guys think? Like, I mean, do you guys think that you'd be able to do that?
No,
No.
No, no.
I don't regular truck.
I'm not gonna lie, we're spoiled.
We definitely got spoiled.
Yeah, and they're not leaving Cliffside because they don't like me. They actually love Cliffside. They've done amazing things for a lot of people, and it's just the just a new venture,
Yeah.
and that's actually what's going on right now. Bobby hasn't been around. He's been doing a lot of things with that and taking care of his mom and doing other things like that. So everybody's like, "Where did Bobby go? Is he not doing this podcast anymore?" It's like, why? Do you not like this beautiful, pretty face? I mean, come on.
Exactly. And
Family comes first.
It does. It does very much so does. And so what awesome things are going on in your guys' life other than the switching companies and stuff like that? What things you got going on? I know that you just, I think not too long ago, had a huge trip that you went to see your family members, right? Out in Arizona?
yeah, we've been to Arizona. We're hoping we're gonna get to Alaska the first of the year because my daughter moved out there. But we're gonna be working on some stuff with my non-for-profit 32 Truckers a Day. We're working on trying to get some Christmas families that we can sponsor this year. And then next year we're hoping that we're gonna be able to be in some more truck shows. So we're looking forward to that. And then Larry and I are just trying to get back to doing a lot more live streaming too, because a lot of people miss us live streaming. So
Right.
trying to get back to that.
Yeah, I know that's how I originally had found you guys was I do believe Jessica Lidecker was the one who tagged me in one of your lives.
Yep.
And I had started watching it, and then I got that. I told Bobby, I said, "Hey, who are these guys?" I mean, obviously he knows more people than I did at the time, and so we started following you guys and seeing what it was about, and we definitely become really good friends. I feel,
Oh, yeah.
that's one thing about this industry, that doesn't happen a lot of times anymore, is that the bonds between truckers just aren't there anymore.
Right. And we're trying
what do you feel like has, because you guys have been in the industry for how long now?
How long you been in?
18 years.
And I've been in for 8.
8 years.
Just
So
past anniversary.
Yeah.
So Larry, in your 18 years, what do you see now that's going on in the industry that you wish didn't occur as much?
There is no more brotherly love out here. Everybody is out for themselves.
Right.
Nobody, anybody, people just out for themselves. They'll run you over just to get to the fuel island before you.
Right.
I think right now what bothers me the most is that I think majority of the truckers, regardless of what industry of the trucking business that you're in, whether you're tanker, flatbed, or whatever, everybody is out here suffering right now. The rates suck. There's truckers leaving the industry right and left. There's trucking companies closing their doors. It's a pretty scary time. And rather than us pulling together to try to be there for each other, it seems like more animosity amongst the truckers rather than, the brotherly and sisterly love, which I think goes a lot farther. But it's like, we always joke, it's like, man, I wish it was the way it was back in the 70s and the 80s where people used
Oh
their
yes.
and they were there for each other. It's not.
Yeah, you see a truck driver, and I know this from my family because my grandfather, when I was a kid, he was a truck driver for 57 years.
Wow.
Like he was true blue, trucker. His favorite truck was a cab over Freightliner. And so, I used to see, and we were included in the what they used to call CB clubs.
Yeah.
And so, I literally, the day I was born, I was given a CB handle. And so, which I lived up to it beautifully, which was troublemaker number 1.
Oh, yeah, that's a good CB handle for you.
All right, I'm not perfect.
Still haven't got her a CB.
So,
no.
Now, do you guys run with the CB in your truck?
We actually just had it installed last weekend because when we were at Barstow, some friends of ours installed it for us. So we finally got it up and working. Now I just got to come up with a handle.
Well, that's good. I was going to say, what's your handle's going to be?
He has his. What's yours?
We started a competition where people put CB handle down for Angie, and we're supposed to pick one, and the winner gets Married to the Road coffee cup.
We're gonna pick it tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Larry, what's yours?
Road Raider.
Yep.
Road what?
Road Raider.
Because he's a
You would have to have Raiders in there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Gotta have them in there. It wouldn't be
Larry is a diehard Raiders fan. If nobody knows, you go against the Raiders, you're going against Larry.
Yeah, he's even got the tattoo to show it.
Man, oh man. So I want you guys to explain to those who don't know. Even I'll be honest with you, I'm not exactly 100% sure exactly what 32 truckers a day is, why it got started.
Yeah, so it gets. I wasn't the one that started it. My friend Candace, who's the owner and founder of it, she started it along with my friend Lisa, and pretty much they had heard some rumors that the numbers were pretty high as far as how many truckers commit suicide a day. So they started doing their research, and what they came up with was that 32 truckers a day either contemplate or go through the act of committing suicide because the depression rate is so high. Now, and then when you contemplate holidays and like what we're going through right now with the high freight rates,
Right.
our hotline number goes crazy because they're not people can't pay their bills, or they're just depressed and they haven't been home and haven't seen their family in a long time. So we a 1-800 number to kind of or sorry, it's a 1-8 number so that people have someone they can call 24 hours a day, and it's manned by truckers and truckers wives. And then we also go to truck shows, and then we also do like, shower bags or give out a shower if they need it, or if maybe they're a little bit tight on money this week and they need a
Right.
hot, we'll get them a hot meal or maybe a few groceries.
So who brought you into it? Like Lisa and them, they brought you into it, or
Yeah, they were talking one day, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a great organization. I said, I've been wanting to do something that had to do with truckers and depression. And they're like, well, would you consider coming on? And I was like, and it was right at the beginning of our process of trying to get our non for profit. So we hadn't finished the paperwork yet. And I was like,
right?
well, yeah, I'd love to be a part of that. So I got included right at the deadline.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I know like we focus a lot on trucker depression, and not just truckers, but anyone in the transportation
Yeah.
industry. And the one thing that we work with like a lot is 988.
Yep.
We partner with them, and we have had quite a few truckers that I was actually shocked to learn that they didn't know about it. And I know 988 is actually fairly new. It's about a year and a half, maybe 2 years old now. And I know we had a individual who was working with the group for a while say that the the phone lines were ringing off the hook constantly, and they up in Columbus, Ohio, they actually had to add another studio area for more phones to be put in and more therapists and stuff. And I'm like, what? Like, I know I have dealt with suicidal thoughts and actual suicide attempts when I was a young child, 16, 17 years old. Had, something like that, or 32 truckers a day, anything been around, I think I would have been a lot better off, because there's just times that, we can't even talk to our own family,
Oh, yeah.
and there's things inside us that nobody would ever understand, or at least that's how we feel.
Yeah.
And we try to tell everybody, we're here no matter what, and I know I've actually called you guys
Yep.
before having issues and stuff like that, and I'm not ashamed of it, and you should never be ashamed of it.
No, I've had those moments too. I mean, I try to be pretty vocal about it. I've had those moments too. It's hard out here. I don't think anybody can understand what it's like to be a trucker other than a trucker or a trucker's family member, because you don't understand the isolation and what it's like. Even though we're team truckers, I feel isolated sometimes too from family
Yeah.
and friends. It's hard.
It's because Larry's in the back watching the Raiders games all the time.
No,
No,
I'm right here. I was her the spotlight when she touched.
um
And
now
I'm kind of impressed right now too. We are 4 hours away from my daughter, and we can't see her.
yeah, we were bummed.
and that's the other thing, people, we have family all over the country, and there are times that you could be 20 miles from them, and you get a load, you have to go away. You
Absolutely.
know, I've been there, done that, and I'm sure you guys have too.
Oh, the
or
running.
you're in the middle of a visit and you get that call saying you got to go.
We live in St. Louis, right off of the 70, and pretty much every route we take from east to west, west to east is on the 70. So we go by our exit to our house and we just wave, "Hi, home. Hi, mom.
Right.
Hi, dad."
But we don't have time to stop.
But we don't have time to stop.
Yeah. How does that, like, and I'm not trying to sound like a therapist here, but how does that make you feel? I mean, does it make you ever want to just get out of the industry or anything?
I'll be honest with you, this has probably been the worst year we've had. And we have kind of contemplated whether or not trucking is for us because I mean, we've struggled so much this year as has everybody. But it's like, Larry said the other day, it's like, once you've been a trucker, it's in your blood. And it's so hard to get out of the industry because you really don't have training or experience in anything else. So you're kind of like stuck. But I do. I love trekking. I love everything about it. But yeah, this year especially, it's made you think. Am I in the right industry?
Yeah, definitely. So a lot of people, I mean, if people haven't seen the podcast with you guys before, they would know this. Not only are Larry and Angie, of course, obviously part of the trucking industry, but they are linked to the LGBTQ plus community, which is why that we, work with them so much. I'm not gonna say how and why, but if you guys want to, you can say how and why you are associated with our community as well.
Yeah, we have a daughter and daughter-in-law. They actually got married. Cash is going to be 2 years this May, I believe. But yeah, my daughter came out when she was 17, and it was kind of a funny story because she came out to me. I mean, it wasn't funny, but it's like I knew from the age of 5 on, and I was completely fine with it. But when she came out to me at 17, the only words that she got out of her mouth was, "Mom, I have something important to tell you." And I just looked at her and said, "I know, and it's okay. You don't need to worry." And she looked at me like, "How do you know?" I'm like, "I've known since you were 5." But and she got married 2 years ago, and like the most amazing woman ever. They're so yin and yang. They're so completely different, but yet they complement each other. So we've
Right.
always been supporters. It's one of those things I've known about my daughter, and I always said, as long as she's happy, healthy, not doing drugs, I could care less. As long as she's happy.
There you go. There you go. And there's so many people in our community that don't get that from their families. And so I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think that's bothered me the most is being the mother that I am. So many of her friends when they did come to that point where they were brave enough to go to mom and dad and say, "Hey, mom and dad, this is who I am." I cannot tell you how many of her friends just had parents that weren't accepting. And as a mom myself, and I want to be that mother bear, it's just like that's the hardest thing to see and to witness. So
And it's good because we need more of those mothers and those fathers in this world and in our community. I know at least I can name off the top of my head at least 5 different people that were not only shunned by their family but beat the crap out of by their family and put in the hospital by their family because they were gay.
yes.
And that's not how parents should be, at least
No.
not in my book.
I almost beat the crap out of my cousin. I took him in the room and I gave him a talking to where he found out that his son was gay, and he went off on his son in front of me. And I just grabbed him, dragged him in a room, threw him against a wall, and gave him a talking to. I said, "That's your son. You love him no matter what."
Mhm.
And he took my words to heart.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, and sometimes that's what it takes, and it's unfortunate. So,
Yeah.
are you guys? I don't know because I haven't really seen it too much. Are you guys still doing the treated trucker thing?
Oh yes, we
Okay, so do you want to explain about what that is too?
Yeah, so Trader Trucker actually, Larry had the idea for it about 3 years ago at the height of COVID, when us truckers were having such a hard time finding any place to eat that was open.
And we were pretty much only vehicles on the road.
Yeah.
That's when everybody was.
I know people are gonna hate me for this, but I miss COVID traffic.
Oh God, me too.
I lived in LA my whole life. We went through LA 1 o'clock in the afternoon,
No
and
trouble.
it was like a deserted island. I loved it. It was great.
I got through Nashville in like less than 10 minutes, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Atlanta was bad. I mean, I know it sounds horrible. It's like,
No,
God, I missed the first part of COVID because I missed the traffic.
Oh, I loved it. Great.
it was eerie, but it was great.
So we
Yeah.
were the only out on the road, and I wanted to just thank truckers for being out there. Everybody's home playing
Yeah.
video on their couch and getting paid for doing nothing, and we were out here
Working
pretty
our
much.
asses off.
So I wanted to thank them for being out here. So we started giving them gift cards for like Target, not Target, Subway, Denny's, Love's, Pilot, just
Yep.
places you could get into, and just to thank them. And at first we were buying 10 a week with our own money, $10 gift cards. So we're doing $100 a week. And
Right.
then took off and people heard about it and we started getting donations, and then it died out. And so now the donations stopped, but we're still doing it. We're still taking $100 of our paycheck every week and getting 10
Right.
cards.
Well, especially right now, because my whole thing is, this year has been so tough on so many people. So and we're really picky and choosy. I know it sounds stupid, but we are. We're picky and choosy on who we give out a gift card to, because we like to pick the people that look like they're having just the worst day of their lives, just in a bad mood or cranky or whatever, because we like to go up to them and just,
Well,
put
isn't
a,
that every single trucker in the world?
sometimes.
Cheer up the ones that are down,
Yeah.
and we acknowledge the ones that do good. Like if there was somebody out there helping somebody back in,
Yes.
as soon as they're done, I'll go up there and I'll gift him for being a kind-hearted person for
Yeah.
helping back in, and then I'll gift the one that backed in for doing a good job, but for not hitting anything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We just did that last.
Yeah. There's so many things that just people need to, people just, if you ask me, people are right now just focused on the wrong shit.
Yes. Well, and that's the thing we were talking about on TikTok with some other truckers the other day was, this is our whole industry. I mean, not even the industry, the world itself. We're so into our cell phones and so into what's in it for me, what's in it for me. Like when you go to sit down at a truck stop and you go to have dinner with yourself, and, you've had a rough day and you sit down at the counter, everybody's in their phones. Nobody's communicating with each other. Nobody even makes eye contact with each other. Not, hey, how were the roads today? Did you run into bad weather? Nobody talks or communicates. And I think people miss that. And I do.
I definitely do.
I always thought like that's one thing I've always thought like the country pride and the iron skillet. And if you remember right now, no, there's just not very many of them out there anymore. But they used to have the big U-shaped seating area for truckers specifically, so they could sit there and bullshit and talk and do all that. And like they don't do it anymore. They may sit there, but they ain't gonna talk to each other.
No, they do not.
They don't.
And then on top of that, a lot of those places are being phased out for Popeyes, Arby's, and all these other places that, I'm sorry, suck.
Exactly. They're expensive and they suck.
Like I just went to my truck because I'm getting into a different truck here probably Monday or Tuesday, and so I had to go get. I have food galore on my truck, just because one, it's cheaper, it's healthier. I don't feel as fat in front of everybody else eating.
Hey,
and I can sit down and feed my dog while I'm at it.
Everything I eat is no sugar, and it's driving me freaking crazy.
Oh, what? Oh, are you diabetic now?
I got diagnosed diabetic, so I had to give up all my Mountain Dew, give up my Red Bull, give up my candies.
Yeah, we could pretty much.
Yeah.
We drink water
So
now.
I drink water and sugar-free crap.
And I cook a lot.
Well, I know I remember seeing a TikTok video of Angie. It was all that stuff laid out on the bed and the counter, and I was like, "Uh-oh, this can't be good."
We had to change our entire lifestyle because we make sure he's
So do you
healthy.
feel that do you feel it's hard to have to change your diet like that out on the road?
With it, and then we got back to the truck, and we pretty much packed up all the Mountain Dew, all the Red Bulls, all my cereals, and took it to the fuel island and handed it out to truckers. It was like $200 worth of groceries that we just went shopping for the night before.
Yep, how to get it off.
So do you, like I said, do you feel like having to switch everything up like that while on the road is harder than someone that has to do it just at home?
Yeah, the biggest issue we have is that he needs to eat fresh fruits and vegetables and stuff that's not crappy for him. So
Yeah.
having to go grocery shopping maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and which means having to hit a Walmart or having groceries delivered. Where before, and then everything costs twice as much. When you have to make it sugar free or anything that's healthy and good for you, is going
Right.
to jack your grocery bill up. So yeah, I do a lot of meal planning. We cook mainly everything on the truck, and
Yep.
man, it's expensive.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I will say this: it's more expensive if you were to be buying truck stop food. Somebody didn't
Absolutely.
believe me here not too long ago. We were talking about like the cost of like Spam and Vienna sausages at a Walmart, being so cheap. I said, yeah, you go to a truck stop and buy that. Well, it can't be that much different. Well, I would have to be at the Petro in Glendale, Kentucky, and so I took a picture and I sent it to them, and they're like, "That's just highway robbery." I said, "No, that's welcome to trucking, honey."
4 times as much.
Oh yeah, it was $2.99 for a small can of Vienna sausages, which I'll never eat. Mm-mm. I give them to my dog, but not me. Mm-mm.
Yep.
And then $7.99 for Spam.
That's just
That's
ridiculous.
incredible.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like those are the choices, Now, given Petro usually has the deli and stuff like that, and I know like Bobby, he can't pass a Petro with a deli in it without buying pork chops.
His is a turkey leg.
I love the turkey
Oh
leg.
God, no.
Yeah.
I can't. I have a very, 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 very hard time. And if you laugh at this, Larry, I swear to God, I'll come through this computer. I have a very hard time of eating meat on a bone.
Why?
I don't know. It's just, it's weird. I've been like that since I was like 6.
Now, can you peel it off and eat it and it'd be okay? You just don't like it on the bone.
I can't. I can't. If I watch it get peeled off, I still can't eat it.
Oh,
Now if it's peeled off, and then it comes to me, I'm fine.
right, if you didn't see it.
I don't know if I could live life without eating ribs.
He loves meat.
Well, that's why they have boneless.
The ones that people already peeled off the bone.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I thought I was the only one, but I think there's a couple of people I know now personally that are like that, and I'm like, oh man, I don't feel so wrong.
What if there's a name like Bonaparte?
So, are you able to tell what company you're about to be going to?
Yeah, we're going to be going to Baggett. We'll be going to Baggett. They're based in Birmingham, Alabama. We'll be doing the same thing we've always been doing, which is hauling government and military.
Specialized freight.
Yeah.
Right.
So the only difference is that we are going back to flatbeds. So we'll be doing a coniston, which is like a curtain top flatbed. So a lot more work, more exercise.
So Angie, I've got to ask this question. Do you have to have like, I don't know, 2 extension ladders to get up on a flatbed? I mean, you're
big ladders.
If anybody's ever met Angie, she's a little short.
Little bit.
I've always wondered how you got up there. I really do.
It's a ladder and a push.
Yeah.
A ladder.
Yep.
That's funny. I've seen shorter people. So one of the people in our organization is Shane Wiley. I still don't know how I don't think he could get out of flatbed. He's short. Oh my God. But I told him just the other day, actually, I told him, I asked him, I said, do you look like an elf behind a steering wheel? You know, I said, so this time of year, you should just go around on Santa's sleigh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I saw a
So,
lady that was the tiniest little thing. She looked like a little kid behind the wheel. I'm like, I can't believe she's driving that semi truck.
I don't think
I
she was
know. And it's like the truckers are getting younger and younger, and like I said before, they don't care.
No.
No, they don't
They're
care.
careless. They're careless out on the road. They're careless in the truck stops. They're careless at shippers, receivers. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen brand new drivers that come out of trucking school and have no clue how to put up or down a landing gear. It's like, seriously. I mean, I
And
know
they
when
come flying in the.
I went to school, they taught us that. They taught us how to hook up, unhook from trailers, the landing gears, parallel parking. They don't do none of that crap anymore.
No, and we actually were talking with a couple people over the last couple of weeks where they've had like no experience going up and down hills and mountains and like knowing to put your Jake brake on, not to ride your brake. And then the other so oftentimes, and I don't like to put the newer people down, but they don't like to take advice and they don't like to take criticism. And it's like, the truth of the matter is nobody's here to criticize you to make you feel better. We're criticizing you or giving you advice so that you do learn from your mistakes and that you do better in the future. But they don't want to hear it. They know everything the minute they get out of CDL school.
So I was going down the road. It was night. I was doing night driving at that point in time. I flashed this trucker in, and he was had passed me. I flashed him my light so he could get in. Well, he didn't for a while, but he got over finally, and I'm like, okay, whatever, nothing new. And so I actually ended up passing him again, and well, he followed me into a truck stop parking lot, and he came up to my door, and I kid you not, he looked at me, and goes, "Who the fuck do you think you are?"
Oh,
I said,
geez.
"Excuse me." He says, "Who the fuck do you think you are, flashing your lights at me out there on the interstate?" He said, "You could have blinded me." He said, "Who the hell do you think you are?" I said, "First of all, mind your tone." I said, "Because otherwise you're going to get hit with this door." And then secondly, I said, "Do you not know what that means?" He goes, "Yeah, you're an ass." I said, "No." I said, "I was letting you know that you were far enough in front of my truck that you could get back over."
Yep.
I mean, and this was over a year ago, mind you.
Yeah.
It's not even these brand new ones. We're talking about people from 1-2 years ago. I
Right.
mean, when I came in this industry about the same time you did, Angie, because I've been in the industry about 8 years now. It was totally different then.
Yeah.
It's gotten ridiculous.
Yeah, I think once, what was it, right after COVID when they were saying that there was a shortage of truckers and then they were encouraging everybody to go into CDL school. Now we're paying the price of everybody that went in.
Now
Exactly.
flooded.
Now you wish you would have said, "Hey, morons, come see us. We
Yeah.
got something for you to drive."
Yeah. Now we're the ones who've been here for the longest, we're the ones paying the price because there's not enough freight.
Exactly.
Ugh.
They're like, "Oh, we'll work for cheap." No, I won't. I don't work for free. Sorry.
Oh,
I just remember one person saying there's a trucker shortage, but I won't mention his name.
don't you dare.
Did I say that?
that
Oh.
no.
Somebody a little higher ranking than you,
Yeah.
like way higher ranking than anybody in America.
Sits in a White House.
Well, that can't be anything over me then. So I know you guys work with.
We don't work.
You don't work.
No, no
Okay,
four
you
legs.
work alongside Desiree Wood.
Yeah.
And you work with the Real Women in Trucking, who is also in, we associate ourselves with that group and everything else like that. Are you guys working on anything right now with them right now?
Actually, I actually left Real Women in Trucking only because we were dealing with Larry's health issues. And I told Desiree it wasn't fair for me to have a board seat when somebody who has more time could do it. But I love Real Women in Trucking and everything they're doing. I know one of the things that they were working on me right before I left was a lot of the trucking companies, and I'll give you an example. My girlfriend tried to call Knight the other week to see if they were hiring, and they weren't hiring females. And that seems to be something that a lot of the major and big trucking companies now are saying, that there's a hold on hiring females. So I know they were kind of investigating that to see, why is there a hold on hiring females? Is it a lack of female trainers, or what's the situation? So
Right.
I
Well,
love real.
There's a lot of discrimination, unfortunately, in our industry, and it's not just females.
No.
That's I do know, I have disagreed with Desiree on quite a few things. It's like, it's not just females. Our section of the industry, we have a lot of discrimination, especially if they know. It's like nobody should ever have to hide who they are,
No.
at all. And I was actually talking to Bobby 2 days ago. I'm in that transition phase right now. Do I stay? Do I go from the company that I'm with? And I told Bobby, I said, I pretty much have to stay where I'm at, because on the phone, they're super nice to me. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll do this. We'll get you this. We'll get you that. I can do the job. Yes, I may be 6'5" and 500 and some odd pounds. But guess what? I can still do the job.
Right.
But when they see me, they're like, oh, no, you're a liability. So
Yeah.
we're just either A, going to send you home. You're not going to work here, which wastes my time and their money. Or they do let me work there, and they don't give me very many miles, because they're afraid that, I'm going to keel over dead or something.
Right.
It's like, don't base your judgment on what they look like, who they are, what their gender is, or what their sexual orientation is.
Absolutely.
But we definitely, one thing here, and you guys have definitely worked with us on this, of finding companies that have policies in place and stuff like that to help our community out.
Yeah.
And I do fight for this community. I fight for it more than I've ever fought for anything. But there's also other sections that I fight for, and it's the bigger people.
Yes.
And yes, I want to lose weight and stuff like that. But you, and I'm just getting into this to try to segue into this. I don't mean to be talking too much. Is you had a major weight loss out here while you were on the road, correct?
Yeah.
So, other than the stuff Larry's going through right now, what did you have to do during that major weight loss? I mean, did you find it hard to do out here?
Actually, my weight loss was right before I got on the road. I actually had gastric.
Okay.
So I lost, gosh, it was over 200 pounds. And that was a whole process, though, where it took me 6 months even to get the surgery. But the biggest thing, that I do for myself, because I still have to maintain my weight loss and how I eat out here, because I went from being almost 400 pounds down to just a hair over 2 now. So I've maintained the weight loss, most of it. But the biggest thing for me is I walk. I walk as much as I can. I try to park as far away as I can in the truck stops. I try to walk in the rest areas. Walking is my thing. Now, I still do drink soda, which is a horrible, horrible thing, but I also try to drink a lot of water too. And then everything we eat is pretty much what I cook, which is
Right.
a lot. It takes a lot of work, especially when I drive too.
Right. So,
I got a question for you.
So, do what?
Question for you. Can I play host for a second here?
Sure.
So, Angie, you had your surgery before you were a truck driver.
Yes.
Now, that process of that surgery, how difficult would it have been if you were a truck driver out on the road and you had that surgery?
That was my next question.
Dang. Where'd you come from? So the biggest thing, I guess, would be the hardest part of that one is Well, it'd be like what we're doing now. There really isn't much food at a truck stop that you'd be able to eat after weight loss surgery for sure, unless you were just going to live on protein shakes. Because the biggest thing after you have any type of weight loss surgery is they always say protein, 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 protein. I mean, you need at least 60 to 90 grams of protein every single day after you've had your weight loss surgery. And of course, they only want you drinking water. So you just have to have lots of discipline and be able to get access to be able to get your supplies like your groceries.
Right.
And which is hard to do out here on the road, unless you have them delivered. A lot of times you can't get a semi truck into some of these grocery stores or Walmarts. A lot of the Walmarts don't let you in.
Yeah.
So
we actually, I was sitting at the dining room table here not too long ago, and Bobby was having a discussion with somebody. I don't even remember who it was. And we were, he was explaining that, we can deliver there all day long, but they don't want us in the parking lot afterwards to go in and do shopping and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, that's fucked up.
yeah.
I mean, we bring all that stuff that everyone needs to make sure they live a daily life, but yet you won't let us park our truck in your parking lot, go in and shop, and then come out, cook dinner, and maybe even sleep in the parking lot. I'm sorry. Who are we bothering?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's so much cheaper for us to have access to be able to go to a Walmart, for example, or Aldi's or something like that in order to get our supplies than having to rely on getting in a truck stop and paying 2 or 3 times the amount of money. Then it's like, well, what the hell? Why do we even work if we have to pay truck stop money,
Exactly.
I agree. We bring them their supplies. At least it can do is let us be a consumer and purchase our groceries and medication or whatever else we need.
I have talked to a few Walmart managers and asked them why
Yeah.
we're not truck. Every single one gave the same answer. We throw our trash in the parking lot.
Yep.
When we pull out, our trash stays on the ground, and that's why they do not want us there.
So many truck drivers.
I get that. And that's from the ones that, who don't have respect for
Look at
businesses, other truckers, stuff like that.
trash.
Yeah.
So, by the way, Larry, real quick, that was a really good, hosting question. You should host a podcast someday or something.
I keep telling him that.
I keep telling her we should start a podcast.
It's that might be a good idea. I mean, Lord, he's got a face that only radio could love.
Absolutely. That too.
Oh my God, you're so funny. That is true. You do have a face only radio would love.
Oh, absolutely. That's a fact.
And believe it or not, I do believe Larry's face. Let's talk about that for a minute. Larry's face is very prominently known in this industry. They don't have to see from the nose up. All they have to do is see that mustache and beard there, and they know who it is.
That's so true.
My beard.
Like literally, I remember at the truck show this year. Actually, I keep thinking this last year. I happened to be in the booth, and I happened to see like around somebody. I could see his beard, but I couldn't really see him. I'm like, oh look, there goes Larry.
So we have our picture on our truck. Me and Angie, we have our picture, and we went out. It's parked in the parking lot, and there was a guy walking in the parking lot, and I was walking out smoking. He looks at me, he goes, "That's your truck right there, isn't it?"
Yeah.
Because I can tell.
Like, no, why?
That's your truck right there. I can tell by your beard.
Yeah.
Like,
So Larry, if we can get into that real quick, because you haven't really talked that much during this now. Why is your beard like that? I mean, did you do it on purpose? A dare? I mean, what was it?
well, 2 years ago, the Raiders were making a playoff run, so it was like they had 5 games left. So I said, I'm gonna grow a goatee, just like how hockey players they stop shaving playoffs. So I was doing the same thing so they can make the playoffs. So I just made a goatee, and it grew pretty big, and they lost. And well, what happened is it came in white. I mean, this white is my natural color, so I didn't want it to be white, so I dyed my mustache black, and I'm like, that doesn't look good, black and just white. So I had it come down. So the beard or the mustache was black and I had it come down. Now it's big white in the middle. And I didn't like that. So I put a Raider stripe right down the middle. Raiders have a black stripe on their helmet. So I put one, and that's the start of it. And then they lost and I shaved. And Angie's like, I really like you with your goatee. I said, well, if I'm going to grow it back, I'm going to grow back the whole beard because I've never had facial hair in my life. This was like the first time I ever had, and I kind of liked it too. And then the beard started growing, and it got really long. I had it way down here.
Yeah, there's times that you see Larry out on the road. He looks like Sasquatch.
Yeah, it was long. It got all the way down to here, and Angie's like, it's just long. So I shaved it down, and now right now it's too long. I'm going to trim it up a little bit more. I kind of like the tight look.
Right.
But that's how it all.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are like, why is his beard? Does it grow like that? So do you still have to dye it in the middle?
Yeah, it's white. This strip of white right here, wherever it is, I can't really see. But that's the whole thing is white. So my hair is black, and it goes black until right about here, and then it's white. So if I did not do this, I'd be like a Jewish cookie, black and white.
Well, see, maybe only during November and December you should just let it go white, and you can be Larry Santa Claus.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then, when January rolls around, we'll go back to the Raiders look.
I'd have to. I don't know how I could get it white. I guess I could put blonde hair in it. I'll take some of Angie's blonde hair after I do her hair. I'll put some on mine.
No. Angie has naturally blonde hair. That's just all natural. That's not coloring.
Yeah, it's naturally blonde that comes in a bottle.
Naturally. You naturally go down the aisle and buy it. Anyway.
That's what they should name it. Naturally blonde.
Exactly. I know that's what I've used a couple of colors, I think, called.
So I did do a TikTok bet where we had like 5,000 likes on our live video. I dyed it pink. So for a while, the white was pink. And it was.
That's funny. I don't think I remember seeing that. I have to go back and look.
Breast cancer awareness last.
That's what it was. Last October, breast cancer awareness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Breast. Check your friend's breast. Have your friend check your breast. Everybody check your breast. Not
exactly. I don't want you to be able to touch their boobs. I'm just saying.
Guys get breast cancer. Please, everybody.
Absolutely.
It's very important. Only in
definitely touches home for us. So.
October. It should be every month.
But don't encourage.
It should be.
Checking other.
That's like every month you should be touching somebody's boobs. Exactly, making sure you're doing self-exams.
I'm good to go.
Oh Lord. We always tell. Hey, listen. We always tell people you never know where this podcast is going to go. So
I will go to Mars. So my relative.
We have been to many places on this podcast. We've had people almost throw up from the conversations. We've had people blushing, crying, laughing, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if you. Wait, Angie.
My lifestyle.
Weren't you guys part of the sex show?
Yes, I was.
That's right, because you were at a rest area.
Filmed us having sex.
No.
Well, no, we didn't go that far. No. Although we could have made some money, I'm telling you.
No.
We should.
No.
Lord have mercy. Don't give
me.
So
we're allowed dirty jokes on here?
Hey, we cuss, we swear, we do a lot of fucking shit.
So if 3 people are having sex, what do you call that?
A threesome.
If 2 people are having sex, what do you call that?
A twosome.
And when I'm having sex, I call it handsome.
Oh, dear God.
Your jokes are so bad. Oh, God.
That was a dirty dad joke. Oh, man. All right. Well, hey, we are not ending it, but we are going to play a video here of ours because we were trying to go to Tampa Pride. So If you guys would hold on just 1 second, it's going to mute you while it's playing, okay?
Sure. Okay, I'm holding on.
All right.
We are the LGBTQ Truck Driver Network, and we need your support to make our presence felt at the Tampa, Florida Pride Festival. Over the years, we have proudly participated in numerous Pride events across the country, and our mission has always been to stand up for equality, promote inclusivity, and create a safe space for LGBTQ truck drivers and their allies. But we can't do it without your help. Our past Pride events have been nothing short of spectacular. We've turned heads with our vibrant and eye-catching truck floats, spreading love, joy, and acceptance to the crowd. At each Pride event, we've connected with local LGBTQ communities, providing support resources and a welcoming space for everyone. We've been a driving force for LGBTQ advocacy and education, empowering truck drivers to be allies and fostering a more inclusive trucking industry. Now we're gearing up for the Tampa, Florida Pride Festival, and we need your help to ensure it's our best event yet. Your generous donations will go towards travel expenses, covering the costs of transportation, lodging, and logistics for our dedicated team of truck drivers. Parade decorations, creating stunning and memorable displays that showcase our pride and commitment to equality. Educational materials, supporting our mission to educate and advocate for LGBTQ rights within the trucking industry. Every dollar counts, and your support will make a tremendous difference in our ability to represent the LGBTQ truck driving community at this important event. Together, we can spread love, acceptance, and unity far and wide.
Here's how to donate today. We are accepting donations through Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle. Each of the links will be located in the description box below. Please share this post with your friends, family, and colleagues to help us reach our goal. Let's make the LGBTQ Truck Driver Network's presence at the Tampa, Florida Pride Festival a resounding success. Join us in celebrating diversity, love, and acceptance 1 mile at a time. Thank you for your generous support. All of us at LGBTQ Truck Driver Network.
Alrighty. Hey, he's back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back from the intermission. We hope you have your popcorn and Cokes and everything else.
No, water.
Do what?
So I don't have my Coke. I got my water.
Oh man, and you know, downstairs I should go down there and I'll think of you while I'm opening my Mountain Dew. And in the morning I'll think of you when I'm drinking that Monster Java.
Oh my God, those things.
Yep.
Man, those are so good.
I am the one who got Larry hooked to Monster Java, by the way, y'all.
Yes.
Yep. I would
Because
start
every damn day in their when they were doing their where they were at and stuff like that, and I'd be saying I was drinking these, and he'd be like, well, "What is that? I know I've heard of it. I got to try one." Well, he tried one. That was the off the road.
I was addicted. They're
Yes.
amazing.
They are. They're absolutely amazing. Actually, I don't have any right now. I just had to say that to be an ass. I know it's hard to believe that would be me. I'm not really an ass. I don't know. I'm just such a sweet, Arab-like demeanored person.
I love you, man.
So you guys got any? I know you guys are definitely probably going to be at the Matt's 52 and stuff like that next year, which is not that far away.
No. Yeah, I think we're planning on being a Matt again this year.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
you mean is Married to the Road going to have like their own booth or anything anytime soon, or what?
So I think this year we're going to try to get a booth this year. We're trying to focus more on Married to the Road, so I think we're going to get a booth this year.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We're not sure. We haven't yet figured that out yet with everything going on. Here coming up on December 24th through January 1st, I think it is. We're going to be hosting our Kentucky Trucker Christmas. So definitely, you guys are always invited to all that stuff.
Yes.
And so, what we are actually doing, we're teaming up with Meals on 18 Wheels for the holidays. So we will be passing out meals on December 24th, 25th, and 26th to like 6 different truck stops in the area.
Very cool.
So yeah, because we all know that not every trucker is able to get home for the holidays,
Yeah.
and some of them don't have homes to go home to, so they just sit in the truck stops. And once again, the depression and everything else like that, it sets in. And so it's nice to have somebody be able to bring you a hot meal and be able to talk to you or do whatever we need to do.
Absolutely.
So if anybody is interested in helping us out with that, we have stuff all over the group and stuff like that. TikTok. I'm trying my best to learn Instagram.
Oh, you and me both. I get it. I get the hang of it.
It's like, sometimes I ask Bobby, I'm like, why did you make me social media director? Just to give me a stroke or what? So yeah. But just so everybody knows, Bobby's still around. Bobby will hopefully be back on here next weekend. He's dealing with life right now, and we all, as truckers, know that sometimes life can get pretty hectic, and there's not enough time to be able to do the things you got to do when you're only home, on the weekends or every 2-3 weeks sometimes. And you guys know it for sure because you stay out for like months at a time, don't you?
Yeah, we usually stay out 2-3 months at a time. So yeah, we definitely get it.
Yeah. So, well, we definitely want to wish you guys all the luck at Baggett Transportation, and maybe somebody can get some donations together to get you one of those lifted elevator things to get you up to the flatbed.
Yeah.
And get you one of those, tell them, be like, listen, I need a scissor lift put on the front of the truck. That way we can just take it down, get me up, we're good.
Yep, exactly.
No, you guys have always been absolutely amazing. It's an honor to work with you guys. It's an honor to have you guys on the podcast. Every time we've met in person, the group has met you in person. It's always been an amazing experience. So we just want to say thank you for everything that you do for not only our community but for the trucking industry and helping us out at the same time.
We love you guys, and thank you so much again.
Absolutely, and we hope you guys have a great day. Keep up the walking, Larry. Keep up drinking all that water. I'm gonna go down the stairs and drink my Mountain Dew here in a minute.
Have one for
And
me.
with that,
Have one for me, please.
I only have one, so it'll be for everybody.
There you go.
All right, you drink
It'll
the
be
top.
for everybody. So I just once again want to thank the Baums for being here, and I hope everyone had a blast. And I'll definitely be talking to you guys soon.
All right. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Not a problem. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So that's our show today with the Baums. They are, like I said, amazing people to work with. They have been in the industry, as you heard, one for 18 years, one for 8 years. They are team drivers. If ever you need any information on any of the organizations that they have or any of the things they do, like 32 truckers a day, Treat a Trucker, if anybody wants to donate to them, we can put you in the right direction. Also, remember, you can donate to us on PayPal. Just lost train of thought. PayPal, Venmo, LinkedIn, all those different ones. We have all of our stuff that we're doing soon. Once again, if ever you're out on the road, or not even just on the road, but anyone who's not even a trucker, and you feel down and out and stuff like that, remember 988 is there. They're always there. We're always there. So if you need anything, just let us know. We will try to do our best to be able to help anyone we can in multiple situations. So I thank you for being on the show with us today, Larry and Angie. As I always say at the end of all of my things, make sure to thank someone today. You never know if a kind word is going to be somebody's last kind word they hear. Maybe that's all they need to hear to think that humanity is still alive. So always remember to stand up, stand out, and stand proud.